hate mail.
No,
they don't. They're too chill.
They're super chill. They're such cool people.
So you take people and turn them into Yuan-ti, and they become your slaves.
Only if they don't survive the process well, or they don't survive, then they become nothing.
And we would want to help you regain this process. Why?
For power.
I think we're good in that respect.
Yeah, I'm not sure that seems like the best technique.
In fact, you know what? I'm going to make a suggestion. Why don't you come with us?
Ooh. You could come be a part of the wolf pack.
Yeah, I am trying to make... her friends just tried to kill us.
Yeah, I'm not sure that I want her to come along with us.
I'm not that charismatic. I'm feeling like something's off here. I don't really want to invite her to be. It makes sense for the bird person. She was in a cage. We had a good common enemy. But I think that she's the common enemy. I don't think this is the right thing to do. I'm sorry. Like I said, not the most charismatic one of us, but
yeah. So Raven, you've been here a while. You make the call. Does she come with us, or do we go with her?
I think this is where we need to part ways and proceed with our mission and leave this woman because I do not trust her.
Oh, I don't trust her either, which is why I think she should definitely come with us.
I do kind of wonder whether or not the magic thing has to do with a greater problem.
What do you speak of with greater problem?
Ooh, our video's frozen.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, apparently. On the actual Twitch stream.
Uh-oh.
Yep.
Oh, bummer.
Oh,
I've got a good
glitch
face.
in the Matrix. Uh-oh. Okay.
We need to restart the game show.
The game show, which is our streaming host. Do. Please hold. Well,
How do I add this
sound
thing?
is still good, though. Oh, that's great.
sound is still good.
Oh, okay. I was going to ask how I add this thing to my character sheet.
Oh,
All
I can add it. I can add it to you.
We're keep going with this. All right. So I say we take her with us.
I think if she comes with us, then she needs to be bound, perhaps.
Oh, I saw some manacles in the other.
I think that's a great call.
So what are you guys doing?
I beckon her. She hasn't come fully into the room yet, has she?
Nope.
I actually say, please step into the room.
All right. And I put the belt on in your inventory.
Oh, thank you.
No.
So,
and you see as the image around her just kind of shimmers and the illusion fades.
Megan, remind me, because I had the whole dream image with like souls being collected.
Yes.
And so Baeridin has like a suspicion that there's something else going on here, not just related necessarily to us grabbing some valuable artifact.
Mm-hmm.
Well, why don't we head back to the settlement and report what's going on, and we might be able to come back here with.
As you guys are saying this, you hear this loud gong, and you feel like the floor underneath you vibrating with the sound of a gong.
Okay, I swear, and I'm not making this up. Did anyone else hear that?
Oh yeah, felt it too.
I did.
You hear it again. Ding.
Oh, I think it's time for us to skedaddle.
All
Raven,
right.
Has this happened before?
I have not heard this sound before and experienced this vibration in this temple.
All right, so this is an unfamiliar vibration in the mystical realm. Let's get out of here.
All right, go ahead and everybody just make either athletics or acrobatics checks for me. Just to see how fast y'all can get out.
Yeah, that's not great.
5. And actually, Shadow, I'm not going to have you roll because you're going to fly anyway.
Right,
so.
right.
So that's fast enough. Everybody's able to scamper out, running back up the stairs, running through the area where you saw the coffins and sarcophagi. Raven, you don't really know where you're going, so you're kind of flying towards the back to kind of keep up with everybody, climbing up the rope ladder up to the front, coming out of the top, breaking through and coming out and seeing daylight. And it's actually quite blinding to your eyes at first because it's been so dim inside of that cave. When you come out, you just see light everywhere, but you still feel this. What do you guys do?
Run for it.
Get back to the settlement.
Oh, we have to meet up with.
Oh, she's in a tree.
Yeah.
Yeah.
With
Cat lady.
Zuka.
Cat lady. Zuka.
Zuka.
Okay.
Suka.
Suka.
You want to hear something funny? Suka in Russian means bitch.
Let's go with that. Let's go with
Good
that.
kind of leave us out there.
All right, so
I'm going to learn so much.
as you guys run down and start running for the trees, you suddenly hear from one of the trees, "Hey, up here, come on!" And
Okay.
a rope is let down from up in the canopy.
Okay, so
I'll climb the rope.
we climb the rope.
I can fly up and help anybody that needs help up there.
All right, so damn video. Oh, my video's back. Okay.
Yeah, just yours. Oh,
All right. Sorry about that. All right, so you guys all make it up to the canopy. And Suka's kind of looking around going, "Whoa, what happened?" And she looks at over at Shadows like, "Oh, hey! How are you?"
You left me.
Oh!
Well, yeah, we probably should have put that together.
Oh!
Well, I was hired to bring you here, and I brought you here.
And then you left.
Well,
Traitor.
yeah. Oh, well, I wasn't hired to bring you back.
You should have paid her extra. That's what we did.
Oh!
Perhaps now you don't get your artifact.
That's not mine. I was just paid to be a guide. But, shh, look. I think we need to be quiet now. And as she points down towards the ground, you actually see a few of the Auntie coming out. Different ones. Some of them look like they have almost an entire humanoid body that is just covered in scales, kind of looking around. You see another one of the gigantic ones that you fought, slithering around. And Suka's just kind of, her eyes are really wide. And just...
Mm-hmm. Well, let's hide out.
Suka, what's been going on since we were gone?
Not a lot. I mean, there's been some birds flying around, and then, I started hearing this loud gong.
Which direction does the gong come from?
Well, it seemed to be coming from the temple place that you guys went into.
Yeah, that sounds about what we
you know.
into.
Let's get out of here. That's fine. I think it's bad news. We got the thing.
What are the Auntie doing?
Oh, you
Keep
know.
your voice
Are they
down.
look?
Sorry. Oh, you know.
Are they looking for us?
Who?
The snake people.
Oh. No. Why? Oh, because we have their thing.
Yeah, we stole
Probably
their
got
thing.
their artifact.
That makes sense.
Well,
So why don't we just keep hidden up here? How hidden do we feel?
go ahead, everybody make a stealth check.
That's super well for.
Are you freaking kidding me?
Oh, wow.
Uh,
She's in the NPCs. That's...
Woo!
And, pretty good, I guess.
the bird can hide out.
There's Suka. Do.
That's this.
24, that's not bad. Dick. Team. Oh, wow. Nice. All right, you guys are all able to stay quiet enough up in the trees And you wait for probably a good 2 to 3 hours. It starts to get dark, and finally, like, the ground seems to not be as thick with the Yonti around. Okay, I think we can move, but I would suggest we travel in the trees. The Yonti aren't... I've never heard of the snake people being able to climb up the trees.
I'm a dwarf.
Well...
For you.
I have a hard time climbing in trees. It's my short, stubby superior legs.
Are any of us familiar enough with nature to know of any snake species that climb?
You guys can make a nature check.
Nope.
Oh!
Oh!
Look who's got milk in his brain.
Gragnold, there's several species of snakes that do climb trees. You're thinking with this, some of the humanoid Yonti probably could climb trees pretty easily.
Some of the humanoid ones could climb trees.
But probably like the big, like the gigantic guy you fought right out when Suka first, or sorry, not when Raven first joined you guys. Those ones probably wouldn't make it up very far. They're just a little bit too big.
Well, I'll just tell you what the narrator just said.
Well, I mean, we can try along the ground if you guys would prefer.
All right, so what do you think? You know the area. What's going to be the safest way to get back to the settlement?
I mean, if I was by myself, I would stay up in the canopy right now.
Well, then let's try and stay up in the canopy as best we could. That's how we traveled before, wasn't it?
No, we walked along the ground.
Well, didn't we swing? Well, then let's stay in the canopy.
So, Suka will say, okay, I can help you if you have a hard time climbing. So she kind of makes a little rope harness for Gragnold.
I hope it's like one of those like little they put on children.
Yes. Stop. And she kind of crawls along with the rope, and then she'll like bring it and secure it to a branch. Okay.
I feel secure.
Climb if you can, but if you fall, you won't crash to the ground.
Thank you.
And actually, Baeridin, probably if you wanted to, one of the easiest things you could do is to beast form yourself into a mouse.
Oh.
And
I was thinking
Spider.
Lemur.
I was thinking a lemur, actually.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so you turn into a lemur and jump along.
I don't know. I have no idea what the sound like. That's the sound I'm coming out of. It's like almost a monkey sound, but like a little bit like an owl.
All right. And so, Immeral, go ahead and give me just acrobatics check. With advantage because of your gloves, so the 23.
Oh, with advantage because of my gloves?
Yep. So you have 23. So
do you want me to add those gloves?
Oh yeah. You need put them into your inventory.
Well, no. I mean in terms of no, they help me with athletics checks.
Well, I'm thinking more because it's climbing.
Okay. Well then.
And then Dick and Marty are able to kind of scramble along. They're making a lot of noise as they go.
Yeah.
But you guys are actually able, over the next 3 to 4 hours, as it starts to get pretty dark, you make your way. You probably figure about 2.5, 3 miles. And the whole time, like, you guys don't see any more Yonti. And eventually Suka says, okay, why don't we rest for the night, and in the morning we'll get back down on the ground and try to get back to the village. Seeing so many of these snake people around, I've never seen them before or heard that they've come this close to our settlements. I want to get back to the village.
I don't think they like us very much.
This needs to be reported.
Maybe it was because we said all those mean things about snake people.
Maybe. They're not trustworthy.
Yeah, like that. We said that, and then
They kept her in a cage.
cage
One
thing.
Almost
order.
as if snakes are an analogy for untrustworthy creatures.
I can see that. Yeah.
Oops.
You know, because of the slithering and stuff. And scales
Mm-hmm.
and teeth.
Mostly.
So-
And the betrayal. We can't forget
And betrayal, yeah.
And their
As a
frequent
betrayal.
stabbing their friends.
Well, so Shadow, what happened to your friend? Where is he?
My friend? My friend is dead.
What?
He was tortured, and then he was killed.
You abandoned them to be tortured and killed?
I was hired to take them to the pyramid, and so I took them to the pyramid.
You know, there is this thing called common decency.
To be
What's
fair,
Yeah, that's what I thought.
she took it literally. I think that's to be expected. Very literal thinker.
He gets it.
I get it. Yeah, take him to the
Does he even
pyramid.
know
She
the
took him
word
to the
literal?
pyramid. I think I learned it from you.
I learned it
Didn't
from
get it.
watching you, Dad.
I'm not a chicken. You're a turkey.
Okay. So we lost video again.
Oh no.
Awkward conversations while jumping tree to tree.
That's what causes us to lose video.
Leaping from
Ah.
tree to tree.
The tree jumping.
The
So
tree
does that
jumping
mean
video.
we're not on live on Twitch?
Oh no, we got
I
audio.
think our voice is still.
Our voice,
We're
our
just
soul,
losing
the video keeps cutting out for some reason. Okay.
Apparently, we all have faces for radio.
Oh,
Well, that's
so
good.
sad.
I've got two beards. Got two beards.
So, as you guys, Suka helps you guys string up the hammocks for resting up in the trees, showing you guys kind of how to secure yourselves so you don't accidentally roll out of them and plummet out of the tree during the middle of the night. And you guys notice that she's kind of twitchy and like looking really nervous.
Can I roll an insight check to see what she's? I mean, I suspect she's nervous about like the Yanti finding us and stuff like that. But
Sure, yeah.
I would love to.
I'd like to do the same.
Oh wow. So both of you notice like she's definitely nervous. There seems to be some looking to the ground, which would be suggestive of trying to find the Yanti, but there seems to be something else on her mind.
I would like to calm her emotions so that she'd be more willing to talk, hopefully.
Okay, go for it. All right, so... Oh, all of you guys, actually.
Yeah.
So, all of a sudden, like, the calm emotion spell kind of comes over you, and you
I
hear...
feel very nice.
Dick goes, yeah, that's the shit
Better?
right there. He kind of settles into his hammock, being really happy, and Marty's kind of like, oh, Dick, I think we really should be talking with everybody else. Oh, shut up, Marty. This was a long day. Kind of falls
Emerald's
asleep.
looking at his fingers going, they're called fingers, but I don't see them thing.
So all of you guys just feel very relaxed and calm right now. You kind of see Suka.
Suka, tell us, what is on your mind?
Something's wrong. I don't know what, but something's wrong.
What makes you say that?
Well, there's those Yanti people, like you said they were called, but she just keeps kind of looking around like, I can't put my finger on it. There's something wrong with the jungle right now. Something doesn't feel right here.
Is it too quiet? Is it too noisy? Is it... God, I feel good.
You're welcome.
What is this?
It's... Well, maybe it is a little quiet, a little bit more quiet than normal. It's
But quiet's good, right?
not generally.
Oh.
Let me think on it for a moment. And as you guys are sitting there, Suga's kind of looking down, and she does this number, points down, and you see... actually, give me perception checks, everybody who's looking down. I'm going to say Dick is asleep at this point. The calm emotion spell just...
Right. That is terrible. This is good stuff. But this is great stuff.
So Suka looks down, Baeridin, you're able to see what she's pointing at, and you see this, it's looking like a panther, but it's got like these tentacle things kind of coming out of its back, kind of spiraling around its body as it kind of looks around, and see it just as it dashes off and in a different direction.
Does Baeridin recognize what that is?
You can make a nature check. Yes, you do. Crit was about the only thing that was going to let you know what that was.
Wow.
So do I know that displacer beasts are native to the area?
Yeah, you would know, like, your understanding of nature, you know, these are pretty common to the area, but you also know they'll stay away from populated areas, and you all are close enough to that village that it would probably be surprising to see them.
Baeridin's gonna look a little. I guess he's got. No, he'll sit back and he'll be like, "Well, you look at that! Wow, that was a displacer beast down there. Pretty cool stuff."
Those only. I mean, I've seen those before, but they stay deep in the jungle. They never come out this far.
Huh, that's pretty funny. Pretty interesting.
We need to go talk to Tom. He'll know what's going on. He's very, very wise.
Can we just hang out here for a moment? Because
yeah, we can hang out.
How long does that effect last?
It's 1 minute.
Oh,
so it should be gone by now.
Most wonderful minute I've ever had.
And suddenly,
you think about it, though, I mean,
anxiety hits
I don't like this at all.
Like, why are we here? Why is why?
What am I doing with my life? You need purpose.
It's a philosophy one too.
All right. So as you all rest that night,
my potential. I have so much of it. Oh God.
Oh, my Umwelt.
It's true existential psychology terms. I like it. Suka goes off and comes back with some fruits and things for you guys to eat up in the trees. And she's like, I promise I'm going to come back. I know you have no reason to trust me right now, looking specifically over at Shadow, but just... there's a settlement of my people not too far away. I can be there and back before the sun comes up. I just want to make sure that they're okay, that everything's all right.
You want us to wait here then?
Yeah, just sleep the night. I can travel. I'll be tired tomorrow, but that's okay.
When will you be back?
Before the sun rises.
Very well.
Okay, let's crash in the trees then.
Baeridin's gonna pat Shadow on the shoulder and say, "Don't worry. If she doesn't come back by the morning, it's probably because she got eaten by displacer beasts."
Again, I think we might work on your people skills.
Thank you.
And Raven is oddly comforted by this. Or it's just the afterglow of the calm emotion.
She's both angry and devastated by her loss.
So, as we settle down, I go over and calmly sit down next to Raven as best I can. And what did happen down there?
We went in to retrieve the artifact. It was the same artifact you were seeking. It was the coral dragon statue. And we were ambushed and thrown in a cage. We were both tortured. My friend didn't make it. he was thrown in the same pool that we threw the creature in. And I watched him being shred to pieces.
That sounds awful.
Let's see what we can do to at least avenge your friend.
Many thanks.
Well, you helped us. I think we owe you that at the very least.
And I appreciate your support.
Well, why don't we sleep for the night and take a fresh start in the morning?
I think we should take turns in keeping watch.
I'll take the first watch.
Okay.
You get some rest. You've been through a lot.
I appreciate your support.
All right. I'll tie myself up and take the first watch.
All right, who's going to do the second watch?
I can do the second watch.
Okay. And who wants to do the graveyard early morning?
I'll do the graveyard.
All right.
I'll get some sleep.
This is kind of snoring loudly.
All right, so Immeral, the first part of the night, it's kind of like every other night that you've experienced in this jungle so far. Humid, hot, a lot of noise. There's a lot more activity than you've been used to since you're actually sleeping up in the canopy. There's a lot more animals kind of moving around. They do seem to, they're avoiding where you guys are because of just your smell is not right for things that are supposed to be in trees.
Okay.
But it comes to a point where without issue, you don't really see anything. So it comes time for your meditation. So you go ahead and you wake up Shadow, and she comes awake.
Okay.
Shadow, sitting at your watch, you... actually, how would you like to spend the time at your watch?
I will tie myself up. I will keep a lookout, and then I would also like to prep all my spells and clean all my equipment.
Go ahead and make a religion check for me.
Okay.
All right. So as you're preparing your spells and kind of praying to your deity, just the mental exhaustion of everything that you've been through really kind of hits at you, and you feel like maybe when things calm down a little bit, you need to spend some time in prayer. But right now, it's like almost one of those feelings of you know what you're supposed to do, you just don't have the mental energy to do everything that you need to do to fully connect with your deity. You're still able to prepare your spells okay and get through everything. But definitely there's a feeling that you have of I probably should spend some time to try to connect when I have a chance, when things are a little bit calmer and I'm not 50 feet up in a tree. All right. Your watch comes to an end and you go and wake up Gragnold.
Get up!
Or not Gragnold, sorry, Baeridin. Baeridin, I did it again. I keep screwing you guys up. I'm sorry.
Are you saying that all dwarves look the same? Is that what you're saying?
No, all Adams.
All Adams look the same to you.
To be fair, I'm growing out my scruff.
All right. So, Gragnold, as...
Baeridin,
sorry.
Happens all the time.
It's because we look so different.
I've been doing well up until this point. Now it's going to unravel. All right. Baeridin, you wake up, again, just kind of normal, quiet. The humidity of everything is kind of setting at you. As the light of dawn starts to come, you notice a grouping of monkeys not too far away from where you are. You notice them kind of flitting around from branch to branch, and sometimes when the leap is too long, you notice these wings kind of coming out from their backs as they make their way onto the next branch.
I wonder if the Wicked Witch has something to do with all this.
I'm gonna look for some poppy.
As you're sitting there, you notice one of the monkeys it's not close to you, but it kind of comes on a branch, and it's definitely looking at you and kind of got this little quizzical, like, animal kind of twisting its head thing.
I'm assuming I'm doing all my watch.
As what? Sorry, you cut out.
A lemur. As a lemur.
Oh, you're a lemur? Okay.
Yeah. So I'll give him kind of a similar quizzical look. And then I'll grab a leaf or something off the tree and hand it to him.
Okay. And you have still some of like the fruit and stuff that Sika brought you guys.
Oh yeah, I'll hand him some fruit.
Oh my God,
with my little lemur hands.
Don't even joke about that. No PKs.
All right, so you hand out the food. It smells the food, kind of looks at you, grabs the food, and darts back, and kind of just is eating it and watching you, and just seems to be content, kind of sitting in the tree close by.
I do have speak with small beasts. I don't suppose that monkeys count as small beasts.
This one actually, I think it does. Let me see what the size is. Small beast. It's exactly what it's the size. So yeah, you would have to be out of your lemur form though to cast a spell.
I mean, some audio cutout, but I think that I assume as a lemur I can still speak with small beasts. I don't know how that would.
No, for
very important audio that just cut out.
Yeah. To cast a spell, you have to. His video went. I don't know if he can still hear.
That's so weird.
I'm cutting in and out. I can still hear you guys.
Okay. You would have to be back in your gnome form to cast a spell.
I don't think speak with small beasts is a spell. I think it's a gnome.
Oh, ability. It's a gnomish ability. Well, but you're not a gnome right now.
Oh, that's fair. Okay. I guess I will stay a lemur since it seems better for blending in.
Okay.
But I'll definitely keep an eye on the monkeys. Are they heading in a particular direction? Like, do they seem like they are worried or?
No, they're just kind of looking like they're food scavenging. And actually, like the main pack of monkeys has moved a little bit further on, and this one is still just kind of sitting in the tree, kind of looking at you.
I'm gonna. I'll leave a couple extra fruits and nuts down on the branch, and then back off a little bit for him to have or take with him.
So once you stop moving and stay kind of still for a moment, it scampers forward and grabs one and runs back, eating it kind of quickly, watching you. And then it comes forward again to the food, and this time it picks it up. It doesn't scamper back as quickly. It kind of takes just a few paces back and kind of nibbles on it a bit more.
I'm going to sit and eat some fruit and nuts also.
Okay.
Enjoyable.
Right. So you and this little monkey are sitting and eating.
Just because that sounds super fun.
And then eventually, like after it's kind of eaten its full, it kind of looks at you, and then it leaps off and its wings open up and it flies off and connects back with the other monkeys.
Bear to make some mental note. I should learn how to get wings. That seems pretty good.
All right, and then about 10 minutes after the monkey leaves, you hear a little rustling, and Zuka comes back, kind of, suppose Tabaxi don't really sweat. She's covered in water, though, from having climbed through the trees, and she's looking a little worse for the wear, and her eyes are kind of big, and, okay, we need to get back, like, now. And she goes around and starts waking everybody up.
What happened?
The village was abandoned. I didn't stay very long, but it didn't look like it was attacked, but it was definitely abandoned. My people don't abandon their villages lightly.
Was anyone behind for the question?
No, there's no one. Looked like maybe a few days, maybe a week. I don't know. It's kind of hard to tell. Things like once more than a day's passed, it's really hard to tell how much time's passed here.
What would cause them to abandon the village? I've shapeshifted out by now.
Yeah. Oh. Hey, Baeridin. Well, I mean, if there's more attacks. I mean, if the area becomes unlivable for some reason, like flooding or something like that, but nothing like that's happened. I don't know. I really need to go talk to Tom, though.
Gragnold, I think the wolf spirit gave me a vision for a reason. I think this is all interconnected.
What do you mean?
The vision that I had about souls. I think it's related.
How so?
I don't know yet.
What do you think we should do?
Probably the same thing we were going to do anyway, which was go to the village.
All right.
So it's easy to solve.
That sounds all right. Sounds like the right thing to do.
Then let's get to the village and investigate what's happened.
All right. Well, let's go down on the ground since I think we all can move a little bit better down there.
Okay.
Are you all okay with pushing the pace pretty hard?
You've got to let me out of my leash first.
Well, yeah. Well, once we get you safely to the ground, okay? And so she helps you guys all get down to the ground. Dick and grumbling quite a lot, and Marty going, "Gosh, Dick, I think we really need to help. We got to figure out what's going on." It's like, Jesus, Marty, I just want to get frickin' paid here.
Yeah, that's some altruism there, Dick.
And as you guys make it to the ground,
What's altruism?
It's like something that's true all the time.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh, that makes sense. All right.
So as you guys get to the ground, Suka really starts pushing you along and pushing the pace and pushing the pace. When the rains come, you guys before had stopped and just waited for the afternoon rains to pass. And this time she's force marching you guys through the rain. So everybody go ahead and make a just constitution check for me.
Oh.
Ooh.
A saving throw or no?
Not a saving throw, just a check.
Oh, then that's even... Well, no, that's the same.
Excuse me. All right. So, Raven and Immeral, you guys start to feel exhausted through pushing this fast and this far. Even with flying through the rain and everything, it's starting to take its toll on you. So you both have a level of exhaustion.
Boo.
I stroke lovingly my bearded belt.
That is really awkward looking.
That's pretty awkward.
Playing with the beard hair.
I don't want that.
I could do this all day.
Sure you could.
All right.
I'm sure you have been for many years.
As the rain stops, Suka just keeps up the pace. She's looking quite exhausted, too, at this point. When night comes, she's looking, going, okay, are you guys good to keep going?
I think we need to.
I suppose.
Yeah, I'm good.
All right.
I'll offer my belt to Baeridin for his exhaustion. You want to wear this?
I don't think Baeridin's exhausted, right? It was just...
Oh, I thought you were.
No, it's just Immeral and Raven.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Never mind.
No, I'm good. I had some fruit during my watch, and there was a monkey, and he had wings. It was pretty great. And then he and I shared some fruit and some good conversation. It wasn't so much conversation as much as it was looks in a nervous way.
Oh.
I think we shared a connection.
Awesome.
So as you guys travel on through the night, it's slow going, trying to find the path. And you make nothing too exciting happening during the night. You hear sounds of a predator maybe taking down something not too far from where you are, but you just continue moving on. The next morning, though, everybody's got a level of exhaustion. If you already had a level of exhaustion, you now have 2.
What is it?
Baeridin's a little less cheery now.
What is that? What does that do mechanically?
Hold on, I gotta
Pull it up.
Oh, wait. I have it because we use exhaustion a lot in the game I play in, so I actually ended up having it. Nope, that's not it.
Good.
It's not good.
It makes all your attacks magical.
He gives me a special attack called the Sandman Sleeper Throw.
Sandman.
Every time I pop up behind somebody, I just put him in a headlock, go shh.
Oh, is it on this?
Here it is. It's page 291.
Thank you. D&D Beyond is great if you can spell. If you have a learning disability that makes spelling almost impossible, then it's kind of hard.
When you get to level 6, you die.
Yes.
Oh, okay.
Don't get
It's
to
not too bad now.
Does that have any mechanics on the way?
Yeah.
All right, so those who have 2, your speed is actually halved.
Right.
Yikes.
And everybody else has disadvantage on ability checks. All right, so going through the day, it's slow going because of the 2 who are actually, with your speed halved, flying and walking, you're actually about the same pace as your gnome and dwarf. So you actually are
Hey, thanks for
really
rolling back, guys.
Yeah, so I'm just down to...
Those are really long distance.
Normal walking.
Yeah. And so you guys go...
Can I roll to see a 50% chance if my beard is extra full?
Yes, go for it. So roll a D100.
Nope.
Actually, yes. It's under 50. So
My beard is extra full.
Your beard is extra full. It's looking very lush.
How is that pertinent to the task at hand?
I'm just stroking.
Okay, I will give you, it is a wonderful beard. I'm a little jealous that I can't grow a beard like that.
I take off the belt and hand it to him. Try this.
No, I'm good.
Are you sure?
No, I do know where it's been, so
You've never lived until you've worn this belt.
I'm good. Thank you, though.
All right.
All right.
I try and redirect back towards the search at hand.
Oh, yes, sorry.
All right, so you guys continue on, and this time when the rains hit, Zuka kind of holds up her hands. Let's rest. And you guys have been going almost nonstop. Like, you'll stop and breathe and eat something real quick, but then you've just been going for over 24 hours at this point. She's finally going, let's set up camp. Let's rest. If we push ourselves in the morning, we'll make it back in time, or I don't know, in time or what, something.
Time for what?
I don't know. Did you feel it though? Don't you feel like the wrongness?
No, I can't feel the wrongness. What exactly are you looking at?
It's like when you go into a place and like everything's been moved slightly. Nothing's necessarily missing, but it's all slightly out of place.
Okay. Well, let's see.
I'll give it a try, especially since we're going to rest anyway. I'll give it a detect magic and see if I can get a sense for anything magical that might be going on.
Okay. Go ahead, throw that in the chat. Why am I reading it over there? I have it over here. So you don't... And go ahead and just make a Arcana roll for me as well with that. Oh, wow, you with the crits tonight.
I know. Apparently just on skill checks.
Wow.
Yeah. So with the detect magic, you don't sense like any particular thing that's magical. But overall, you feel a magical energy. And because of detect magic, I will say you feel a necromantic type pull.
She's not wrong. There is something going on around here.
Okay, like what?
Well, as far as I can tell, it's some type of crazy death magic. Or,
You sound
necromancy.
awfully cheerful when you say that.
It just sounds more impressive if you wiggle your fingers while you're saying it.
Okay, well, can we be a little more descriptive?
Yes. Crazy, mysterious death magic.
That's altruistic. Learning words from you.
All right.
Here it'll say, I can't really be much more specific than that, as it
why
is
not?
hard to tell.
What
Well-
does death magic do exactly? Like, does it just kill things?
Oh, sure, I can do that. I can also bring stuff back to life. It's about
Wait,
death.
death magic can bring things back to life?
Sure.
How?
You remember those guys that we fought in the thing that were all like
You got to narrow it down beyond that.
in the temple with the toilet paper all around them.
No! -1 for anachronism!
In our village,
We're very
No.
sophisticated.
we were prone to cleanliness.
Megan, give him an anachronism medal.
What is toilet paper?
The parchment all around them.
Oh, that would hurt. Oh, I'm clenching.
That's also death magic. It's necromancy. It's used in taking life from one thing and putting it into another one.
So like a life transfer.
Yeah. It's a little different from, like, healing somebody. It's more like dealing in souls, I guess.
Dealing in souls. Okay, that's not comforting. So how
I didn't say it was comforting, that's why I called it mysterious death magic.
Oh, our video commentary is getting hilarious. Very timely. We
Well,
wrecked them.
there's some undead. Like there's a couple areas of like where there's a lot of undead. Nobody goes there.
Well, it
Wow.
sounds like we may have to.
This could be related. And it could be related to the vision. There was definitely some soul work going on
Whoa,
there.
whoa. What vision?
Immeral was there,
But you can remind him.
but I can remind him
Yeah.
of it.
Yeah.
Well,
I think you actually only told Gragnold. when you
Yeah.
had-
Yeah.
That's what I thought. You only shared with
We're
Gragnold.
brothers.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, I was telling Gragnold all about this. I didn't tell you guys?
No.
No.
Well, the wolf spirit gave me this vision of this place.
This
And there were like souls that were sort of happening. I'm actually trying to remember what exactly happened in the vision.
This was a powerful vision.
It was a powerful vision. It really stuck
Powerful
with me.
vision.
So
Go
much.
ahead and make a general intelligence check.
Oh, I'm great at those.
God has sent me a vision. What was it? I don't remember.
I don't remember.
Yeah, you're trying to
God
remember,
sends me.
but
Did,
like,
did you guys know we're family?
Yeah, we're starting to get that.
yeah, sorry, the DM's got the notes right here, but on that check, no.
All right. Well, I remember there was like a place that was not the temple that we were at, but a different place because I asked Suka about it, and Suka said that nobody goes to that place. I remember there was a place with a lot of undead, and that there were souls, and like souls that were getting captured there. So what I'll have Baeridin say is, well, I remember after we killed those frog people that they're supposed to go off to their frog people place of heaven. I imagine it's a lot of swamps and stuff, and probably like I don't know, what do frog people eat? Like
Flies.
Oh,
Flies, a lot of flies around, and then maybe some like delicious fly tasting other things that are similar to that. That's where they're supposed to go, but they didn't go there. Instead, their souls got captured. And that's all I really remember.
Does my intelligence roll allow me to fill in any of those gaps?
Yeah, I'll say that. So you remembered that what he was describing was a vision of like there's these beams that he took to be the souls like moving up, and then like this sickly green light pulling on them, and there was like this tug of war that happened, and then they were shot down to this temple deep in the woods and kind of pulled into this giant gaping mouth of like a demon.
What the narrator said.
That's our first t-shirt, by the way.
And Shadow, what he's saying about the souls getting pulled away, it's sort of reminding you of what the Yanti were saying when they were trying the spell on your friend. They were saying something to the effect of like, and you're a life cleric. Okay, I'm not even gonna make you roll for this. What you saw them doing essentially was like they were doing some sort of prep to the body of torturing them, and then it was a ritualistic killing, and then you saw them basically trying to cast Revivify, or a twisted form of Revivify on the body. And you know the spell, you know what happens. It should have worked, and it didn't. And they were all really upset about that, and frustrated, and talking about their magic's not working, the souls going beyond their reach too soon.
Right. So once again, their magic has failed.
Mm-hmm.
Given that, so I've seen this spell before. I've seen this spell in the temple.
Mm-hmm.
Only it failed. And if it succeeds, I'm afraid we'll all be in danger. And I'm afraid...
Well, no, you know the Revivify spell, like, it's used to bring somebody back who's instantly died?
Right.
So, is that one necromancy? I don't remember. Anyway, but what they were doing was, like, you recognized Revivify was part of the spell, but there was more to it. It was like a whole ceremony that they were doing around it.
What do I need to do?
Yes, it is necromancy.
Oh, it is? Okay.
That's what I thought.
Conjuration.
Yeah. That's just information you have. If you want to share it with the party, you can, but just some stuff you picked up during your week-long vacation.
Right. I've seen this spell before. Those creatures in the temple, they used a similar spell to try to use necromancy, and it failed. And I'm afraid that the magic that's around us might be related to necromancy.
Well, we've already established that the magic around us is related to necromancy. What we need to figure out is how to safely go to that temple, investigate it, and get the village back to being the village.
We gotta talk to Tom.
Who's Tom? Is this a name you could have told us earlier?
He's the guy in the village.
Is he the guy whose cocoa powder I stole?
Oh, that Tom.
Yeah, Tom. You met him.
Cocoa Tom.
Let's go find Tom.
He serves an important role for my people. He knows a lot, but we need to rest.
Okay.
Because I can't go on much longer.
Well, the rest of us are exhausted as well, so if we can rest, let's do so, and let's take this fresh in the morning.
Let's do that.
Is this coral amulet thing that I'm carrying magic? Obviously, she was using it with...
So you... go ahead and just make a straight intelligence check.
Ooh.
Yeah, you know the person who sent you to get it. was magical, but you're not quite sure if the item itself is magical.
I'll put it on.
Before we put it on, can I try to detect poison on it to make sure it doesn't kill whoever puts it on?
The rest of us are just going to wait.
And the rest of you want to make an intelligence check as well.
Oh, God, yes.
All right, Baeridin, Raven, and Immeral, you all remember that she did say it was a magical item of some kind, but only she could use it. And she gave you that bag, to send it back to her in, and she would give you the rest of the money.
So we don't know what happens if somebody else tries to use it.
We do not.
Could be bad.
I forgot about the bag. I forgot we could have done that from inside the temple. Exploring, I guess.
So he put it on already.
Did he?
Yep.
Okay. How are you feeling?
I don't know how to use it.
You've got this.
Watha do watha.
Do you feel any different?
I feel so optimistic.
Has it enhanced
what does
your
that
beard
word
at all?
mean?
I can see really well. Got snake eyes.
Optimistic.
I took a Latin class.
Yeah, you're wearing it. You know, it's a little scratchy on your chest with the coral. It looks cool. It definitely looks like a dragon, like eating its tail in a perfect circle. It looks really pretty dope.
Or
Two beards
boring.
and a dragon implant.
All right.
And you guys also recall too, when you return the item, you get the other half of your payment.
Oh, that's important. Yes.
I don't think we can use it out here though. I think we should.
Yeah, I almost kind of feel like we should hold on to it. See if maybe the item winds up being useful to us. If we're going to end up going to this temple and talking to this person, I don't know that an extra chunk of gold is going to make much of a difference.
Well, either way, let's rest up here. Let's wake up fresh tomorrow, and let's get going.
We need to take watches.
I'll take... You know what? I'm super exhausted. Yeah, there we go.
I'll do it. I got it.
All right.
Yeah, there you go.
All right.
Those of us who are a little bit more exhausted, we need some sleep.
Yeah.
True.
All right.
I'll take first watch.
All right. Gragnold's got first watch. Who wants second watch?
Suka gets second watch.
All right. Suka's sitting with 3 levels of exhaustion, by the way.
Oh, Suka is?
Yeah,
okay. Baeridin
she needs
and
to rest.
Gragnold need to split the watch between the two of them.
Yeah. Yeah, the rest of us need to rest.
Yeah.
All right.
Okay. So you guys rest, and yeah, it'll be full later. So 1 level of.
Oh,
and
that's right.
There is
Dick
Rick and Morty.
Marty.
That's right. Dick. I forgot to do his con save. Let me do that real quick. Sorry, too many things. Oh, he's fine. He only has 1.
Okay.
So yeah, he'll take 1.
Dick and Marty can take 2 watches.
All right, fair enough. All right, so Greg will take a watch, and Dick and Marty can take the rest. Everybody else sleeps. So you lose a level of exhaustion.
How do I whisper something to the GM?
So it's /W and then type GM.
Whisper it into the microphone. We won't hear it.
/W and word G. In caps or no caps? Doesn't matter.
It shouldn't matter.
Ooh, secret's going on.
Secret. All right. Or send a private message through Discord. All right. During your watch, alright.
Delayed fireball.
No fireball. Hold on 1 moment. Alrighty. Bop, bop, bop. So during your watches, again, nothing too exciting happening. It's just the jungle chattering around you. It does seem like now that you're have pushed on a lot closer, things seem to be more like how they. You guys are starting to notice this too, and maybe it's just the fact that you have been told something's wrong. But like the last night and like trudging through the jungle, it felt like something was wrong. And then as you have you seem to have almost crossed like an imaginary line, and it feels like the jungle's a little bit back to normal.
Okay.
In a way.
It's better over here. Let's stay over here. Seems way better.
Well, let's investigate to see what's different about this.
All right. So the next morning, Immeral, go ahead and roll a D100 for me.
Okay. It's taking a long time to roll. That's fun.
Yeah, well, this is why I'm glad we're not using Roll20 for video anymore. It seems to be glitching and slowing down a bit.
Okay, let's try. I'll do it again. Roll 1D100.
Watch, it's going to do like 3 rolls.
I like that second one, maybe.
We're going to take the first one, actually. When you wake up, you kind of, like, you're coming out of your deep meditation, level of exhaustion gone, and you kind of run your hands up over your face, and you feel something you've never felt there before. You feel a bit of stubble across your chin.
A little stubble?
Yep. As you look down, you notice that Gragnold's belt is on you.
Oh, for the love of God!
You're an honorary dwarf now.
He says as he scratches his beard.
I'm gonna go shave right now.
I'll just try it on. You might like.
Grab some shaving soap and.
Emerald's an elf, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's never shaved before.
Yeah.
What is this?
You wouldn't have shaving supplies, and I don't think Dick actually carries any. I think he just sits gruff always.
You're part of the pack now.
Wow, that looks great on you.
What is this?
I think you actually have resistance to poison now.
As long as you're wearing that belt, you.
Is this a belt of dwarvishness? Do I have?
Yep.
Yes, it is.
Oh my God! Do I have an order?
Dwarven kind. Honorary dwarf. I pat him on the shoulder.
Can you reach my shoulder?
I thought you said Immeral wasn't a very tall elf.
No, he's a short elf. He's like 5'3".
This is not that much taller than Gragnold.
Oh my God. Oh. Yeah, it was all that. It was the poor, very, very poor upbringing, living on the streets, the failure to thrive, that sort of thing.
Aha!
Didn't really grow that tall.
All right, the next sport. So as everyone wakes up and has a quick chuckle over the beard,
I'm freaking out. I'm like, what is this?
Suka comes like, "You're getting furry."
Why?
It doesn't matter. It's cool. That looks good. All right,
he's joining the wolf pack.
Let's go. Well, we need to get to the village. I mean, it's feeling a little better, but come on. And so she starts marching you guys along again, still moving pretty quickly. So,
I tell her, Suka, we can move, but we got to take a better pace.
Well, we gotta be fast. I want to get back to the village.
Okay, we want to not die in the process.
It won't do us much good if we're too exhausted to do anything about it when we get there.
Exactly.
If we go quick, I think we can get back there before the rains today.
Okay, we let's push, but we're going to push only so hard as we can without...
I promise we'll camp when it rains.
Okay.
Okay? Okay, I'm still feeling pretty tired, too, because
Okay, so let's do this.
So you guys are moving along. Suka, like the trip out, she was very energetic, bounding off of trees and kind of just climbing around and having fun and showing you guys a lot of the sights. She's kind of all business now, just go, 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 go. Trying to push you guys to get where you need to go as fast as possible. Go ahead, everybody make a perception check for me. No, I'm not going to do it for Dick.
There we go.
All right. So that would be Baeridin and Immeral. You guys start to smell smoke. And this is as Suka's telling you, look, we're almost there. I know it all looks the same to you, but really, we're almost there.
Wait, hold on, Suka. Can you all smell that?
No.
No, there's smoke. Something is on fire. Can I tell what's on fire? Is it noxious fumes? Is it wood? Is it what?
And Suka stops too, and she can smell it as well. That smells like wood smoke. Come on. And you guys come and you round the corner to what used to be Kurgan village. You see there's still some smoke that's rising from some areas. It looks not one structure is left standing solid. Everything looks to have been completely and utterly destroyed.
Well, we tell Suka, because Suka's got to be absolutely devastated at this point.
She is kind of freaking out.
Okay, Suka.
All your friends are dead.
No, they left before they burned the village down. Remember?
Now is not the time to talk.
Sorry, I
Nope.
don't have much of a
Shush.
filter.
Shush. Think about this for a moment. Raven, can you fly off and take a look at the village? We'll stay with Suka.
Yes.
So Suka's just she starts kind of walking in a little bit towards the village, looking at some places. Raven, let me go ahead. I'm going to whisper at you what you see.
Should we start humming our own theme music? Or,
Sorry.
Are we gonna go rock style? Hey, look. Oh, I was getting into that. That was
Janina, is your character's name Raven or Shadow?
Shadow.
Okay. I think we have the character name as Raven in the Roll 20, but I think it's Shadow on the stream.
Yeah.
Okay.
We just not like to be confusing.
Shadow.
Yeah, totally. She's Shadow Raven.
Shadow Raven.
Shadow
Raven.
All right.
Raven Shadow.
Right.
So basically, we're calling her by her last name.
Yes.
Very military.
Yes. Exactly.
Or we're using like a terrible slang for bird people.
Oh god. Yeah.
Oh god.
So racially insensitive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Are they called Grokros?
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead. Go ahead.
Okay. As I fly over, I would like to actually lower down and investigate some of the things I'm seeing.
Okay. Which thing are you wanting to go to first?
I would like to investigate the bodies.
All right. So near the docks is where you see the first body. It has about a half dozen arrows stuck into it. Doesn't look like anybody went through the body or anything like that. Just shot, killed, and moved on.
Okay. I'd like to see the other bodies too.
All right. So you look around. Go ahead and now make just a general investigation check for me. Shouldn't have advantage, so that'd be the 11. You find about 4 or 5 other bodies, all looking fairly similar. Killed quickly, fairly efficiently. It doesn't look like anyone was being tortured necessarily, but killed, moved on. Nothing seems to be missing.
No magic. Okay.
Yeah, not that you see with these people, at least. Yeah.
Okay. So I'd like to return and relay the information.
Okay. So as you're going about kind of flying down, looking at things, Suka makes a beeline towards one area of the village where you guys would remember this was where the store was, the general store that Tom ran. And it's completely destroyed. There's some items strewn about, and she's furiously kind of looking through. Tom! And looking around inside of there. But there's no sign of life, no sign of a body inside of the house.
So wait, this is just Shadow who's there, or the rest of us?
No, this is with the rest of you. Suka after Shadow took off, Suka made a beeline for Tom's shop.
Okay, then you know what? Okay, boys, I'm going to trust you to be sensitive enough to be kind to Suka.
He's talking to you.
With a beard like that, I'll do anything.
So I'm going to trust you to be kind and gentle, and I think we need to go investigate, see what's going on in the shop, and just basically look for clues.
All right.
All right, go ahead and make an investigation check.
Can I shapeshift into a bloodhound?
Sure.
And then sniff around for clues?
Yep, say you get an advantage on the investigation check, then.
Whoa!
Awesome. Nice. All right, so one of the things you guys pick out pretty quickly as you're going, that this damage wasn't done all that long ago. Hours, probably.
Okay.
So...
Do we see any tracks or trails? Thanks, Teacher Gamer.
Baeridin, in your form, you smell out where you quickly kind of identify the smell of the shopkeeper, and you quickly kind of weave your way back out of the shop and towards the jungle a little bit. And as you start smelling and you come to a tree and you look up, and that seems to be where the trail ends. Does anybody else follow him as he's going out, or?
I'll follow him.
All right. So as you guys follow, you look up and you see up in the tree, climbing down slowly, is Tom. Oh.
He's not dead.
Good.
Suka comes running up, and she's... Elder, what happened? I'm glad you're all right. And he's, child, I'm fine. I would have retired long ago if I could not have handled myself in a situation like that. Right. I'm glad you all are here. We're going to need some help. Let's go back and try to find some of the others.
All right, let's go back.
And so as he leads you back towards the village, it's like a few made their way towards the trees. And I assume at this point this would be when Shadow probably comes back. Ah! You're alive then too. Good to see.
Everything's destroyed. The entire village is in ruins. The wizard tower is destroyed. And the only bodies I could find were all pierced with arrows.
Yes. It's, sorry, I had to turn the music down. We were attacked. A lot of people were able to make it out. We've followed our evacuation plans all right. Speaking of that, hold on. And he picks out of his pocket a little like pan flute and kind of blows a little tune across it. And you guys see, after a minute or two, some movement of some people starting to come out, and about 6 people make their way out. And then there's a little bit of splashing, and you see 2 canoes make their way around a bend, and they have 8 children inside of them, and 2 teenagers in each canoe as well, bringing the children of the village back.
Good.
How did it begin?
Well, it was another day, and then one of the alarm calls went up, and thought it might have just been practice, but we weren't due for one, but everyone's very vigilant. We know we're living dangerously close to the untamed lands, and the children were sent away, and then it became abundantly clear very quickly it wasn't a drill. These people came, they were hooded. I couldn't make out any of their faces. They used arrows. They seemed to be looking for something very specific. Or someone specific. Wait.
Did they have legs?
Yes.
Did they have scales?
I couldn't see. They were covered.
What did you see? What did they look like?
They just had on large hooded
Hoods?
cloaks. Yes.
Did a tongue come out of their mouth?
Not that I saw, but I
Small
did what
little
I'm
fork.
supposed to do during such times. I made for the tree. Wait, did you say the wizard's tower was it's intact,
Yes.
right?
It was destroyed.
What? And he gets up, and Suka's right on his heels as they start running towards Fizzbang's tower.
Well, follow
I
along.
gotta keep up with them.
All right,
Yeah.
so as you guys come up, so it's only like it was like a little 5-10 minute walk to get from the tower to the village. So as you guys are running, it takes like no time, and you turn this corner, and everybody just kind of stops. So as you all had left, you kind of looked at the tower, and it was made out of wood, but it kind of had that kind of typical wizard tower look of, a couple different places. You see where you approximate the room that the teleportation circle was in is just gone. You can see the ceiling's been like caved in, and going in, is Tom kind of starts to pick his way in, and he makes his way towards that main library like room that you all were in, and it was in disarray before, and it's just a completely destroyed landscape now.
Yeah, so this is bad.
Can I do a survival check for footprints?
Certainly.
Yeah, and I'm gonna look for tracks as well.
Okay.
What do you want me to roll?
Survival.
Okay, that's
I suppose since I'm still a bloodhound,
Ooh.
I'll also
Wow.
check. So,
Sure. Okay, so Gragnold, one thing you notice when you come in is that bat wing that you imprinted against the wall is still, that imprint is still there. It's like one of the few places in the room that seems to be untouched. And it's sort of this odd, like, moment of realizing you were someplace just a few days ago and it was whole and fine, and now it is destroyed. As you go out and start looking around, you do pretty easily see tracks of people. Immeral, you look with him, and instantly, like, you find this track that goes right into the jungle. You see humanoid footprints leading off. And Tom sees you guys starting to walk off, and he kind of puts a hand. It's like, if they've got him, they've got him. We're tracking right now won't do much good. We need to get our other people to safety.
okay.
We need help. He looks to Suka. He's like, "Child, have you been noticing things?" And her eyes get big. She's like, "Yeah, something's wrong. Something's very wrong." And he kind of scratches ahead of Baeridin. Says, "I think you know this too." There's nothing we can do for Fizzbang now. Don't touch anything more in his tower. It could be very dangerous. I know he had traps set. I imagine most of this was done by his own traps. Come.
He basically he had self-destruction traps.
Kill
When
switch.
When you collect magical oddities and powerful items, you don't want them falling into the wrong hands.
Okay.
But this is bad. As they get back, you notice pretty quickly at the village, people are looking around trying to grab the canoes and the boats that are in as good of repair as possible to put those back to get those into the water, and they're putting supplies inside of the canoes.
And at this point, we have not found Fizzbang or his body, correct?
No. As you guys looked around too, you saw that there were signs of fighting inside of Fizzbang's tower. So in the village, there was the best way I can describe it is like a smash and grab kind of thing, almost like, or just more smash or just like go through in a hurry. Fizzbang's tower does look like it was probably where the attack was going to, and the village just kind of happened to be in the way.
Can we tell by the arrows anything about where the people are from? By like looking at the
The fletching.
Switching.
Thank you guys for that vocabulary word.
Go ahead and give me another survival check. Survival or investigation. I let you do either.
Okay.
Okay. You guys don't recognize
It's an
you're a
arrow.
dog right now. I mean,
he grabs one of the arrows and he Gragnold and he wags his tail and puts it by Gragnold's feet.
Yeah. I'll throw it like casual.
You don't recognize any of the fletching, and as you're all looking at it, you notice Tom coming over and looking as well.
What is it?
I don't know, and that scares me.
At this point, we need to have as much information as possible. Can
I
you tell
agree.
us? Can you tell us why Fizzbang needed the coral dragon statue in the first place?
He didn't need it. He had studied it once. But it's not wise to speak in the open. Hold on. And Tom's going to go ahead and he's going to pull out a scroll.
Seen in Predator. When
And-
you son of a bitch.
He's going to go ahead and cast something, and he tells everybody to bring the canoes with you. We're going to rest before we travel. Everybody, come on.
Oh my gosh, is he going to cast Cone of Silence?
Now he finishes the scroll, and you guys see this shimmering door appear before you.
That was a Cone of Secrecy?
It's, come in. And you
Okay.
guys step into this place, and it's a very luxurious place. Certainly, though, designed for a tabaxi. So you can see, like,
Scratching posts.
yeah, some scratching posts, but also like lots of fluffy cushions kind of thrown all over the floor. It's
Cardboard boxes.
Is
Yeah,
it
so-
bigger on the inside?
much bigger.
So it's a TARDIS. for cats.
Yes. Well, this is the Magnificent Mansion scroll that he had.
Okay.
So you guys he ushers you all in, and he gets kind of everybody in his, directs most everybody off to one area where there's some food, and you see like these ghost-like servants kind of floating around and bringing people food and bandages if they need it.
Teacher and Gamer has a good question. Is there a litter box prominent?
Not prominent,
But it's hidden.
but
Okay.
It's hidden.
you assume like
It's in the laundry room.
if anybody needs to use the bathroom, You do notice that there is like a little trough for the humanoids to use, but the prominent commode is a
litter
of sand.
box.
A litter box.
Great.
I'll give it a shot.
Bury it afterwards.
Yeah. I'll try anything once. Oh.
Tom leads you all into like a small room with there's a table there but no chairs. It's like cushions sitting around the table. And he sits and some servants bring in tea and some food.
Wouldn't this have been a better escape plan?
Yeah, we
That's
could have done this before. Or you could have done this before.
It took him 10 minutes to cast it.
Oh, all right, that's fair.
All right, so what? I'm going to go ahead and trust you because I have reason to believe that you all have basically been sent here almost for a reason. So what is it that you all have learned so far?
Well, we've learned that the Yuan-Ti that are in the temple are having a hard time creating more Yuan-Ti. Somehow their magical reproduction is not working.
We know that there's something going on with the necromancy magic, especially deeper into the jungle. And perhaps it has something to do with souls being collected before they leave on their way to their own afterlives.
What's this you speak of souls?
A soul, you see, is like a spirit.
Except it's at the bottom of your shoe.
I know what that is, but so you've seen. Did you have a vision of souls being collected?
I did. Given to us by the great wolf spirit. A vision of a place deep in the jungle where the souls are being collected and then devoured.
He stands up and starts walking around. I'm a keeper of my people. I keep our histories, I keep our records, I keep us safe. My job is to watch and to listen and to learn.
You say your job is to keep your people safe. Who do you keep your people safe from? Who are some of the bigger threats?
Well, the jungle itself is dangerous, so we've learned that certain members of our society need to be protected above others to make sure that our society continues. But then, child, this story takes a moment to tell. It's generations ago, probably at least 8 or 9 at this point. The jungle had always been dangerous, but in the heart of it, there was a place that started to become twisted and dark. There was talk of seeing someone always dressed in a hooded cloak. Come to think of it, a bit like those assholes who just attacked this village. But they said the longer this person stayed, the more twisted the magics became around the temple. The great beasts, the dinosaurs, the great lizards that are very fond of our woods, forest. They died, yet didn't die. They became risen and terrifying creatures. Other undead things started to be seen, and then the souls of those who died stopped going on to the afterlife. Resurrections stopped working. Other magics failed.
So we're looking at the death of magic?
No, it was all magics tied to life, tied to healing, started to fail. It continued on for well over a year, and then things went somewhat back to normal, if you can call 100 miles of jungle where only the undead live to be normal. It stopped growing, stopped coming out. There's always been that place in the jungle that's been forbidden. It's the temple that this mage made his own. He has beasts, he had other people that worked for him, but we just started to avoid that place and all seemed well.
How long ago was this?
Generations ago, 7 or 8.
So they've had 7 or 8 generations in which to basically bide their time. These beings that we assume live forever.
One can assume. I don't know exactly. There's been no sight of this mage. I can tell you that. And not that anybody, none of the Tabaxi people go close to this place. Like, we have those in our tribes that will venture out towards the lands of the undead just to ensure that nothing's changed every so often, but there's been no reports of any change. But over the past weeks, things have started to become bizarre. It seems some of the magics that we've been used to aren't working the way they're supposed to, and I can't say I'm saddened to hear the Yonti can't make new versions of themselves, the twisted things they are, but the fact that their resurrection magic isn't working that fits with what was told of several hundred years ago.
Well, then, as much as we need to prevent the Yanti from repopulating their ranks, we also have to save your ability to heal.
I agree. And Suka at this point pipes up. It's one of the villages was abandoned, Elder. And they start talking in little, like, a meowy language. Really quickly. And
like chirping?
No, like a little cat meows and, like, tail twitches and ear twitches. I'm sorry, forgive me. Things are happening fast. Look, the villagers are going to be going to the coastal city of Mabu. I think you all need to go there as well.
Mabu?
M-A-B-O.
Oh,
I need to go back to the tribes in the jungle and ensure that the people are all right. Evacuate our people to the city if needed. Suka, your cousin Shin, she's in Mabu. I need you go to her. She's younger than me, but is in training of being a keeper as well. The disappearance of Fizzbang, the increase the necromantic power. None of this is a coincidence. Something is going on. Something is very wrong. And I'm sorry that you all have been trapped crosshairs of it.
Well, then let's take care of this. Let's head to Mabu.
Villagers need to rest for the night. Some of you look exhausted as well.
We are.
This place is safe. No one other than the people I say can get in.
Okay, well then let's rest up.
All right. Let's rest, and in the morning, I'll have you all get in the canoes with the rest of the village, and you can get to Mabu.
Okay.
And so you all find your way to some beds. And not traditional beds like you would think of. It's more like piles of cushions, but very comfortable. And you all sleep, and everybody who has a level of exhaustion left, you're good. No more exhaustion.
Okay.
So the village of Mabu is where the villagers are headed.
The city of Mabu, yes.
The city of Mabu. But that's not where we think this centralized location where all these undead are.
No, what he's telling you guys is that you need more information, maybe some resources.
Okay. So Mabu is a good choice because that's where we're going to find information and resources that might help us.
Yes. Yeah.
Okay. Gotcha. Just wanted to make sure I had that clear.
All right. And one thing, just because you guys... So, quick step out of the story for a moment. With building that encounter you all went through, I went on to Kobold Fight Club to track and see what rating it was, and it was deadly times 5, I think.
Good God!
So since you guys all through that, got through a bunch of social encounters, as you rest, you also all level up. So
I'm level 5.
yeah, that was a lot.
Spells?
What's up? Oh no, I'm all ready for this because this means I actually get to be trixier and quicker.
Oh, and you get your ridiculous attacks per round.
Well, I'm only level 4 monk, but this means I'm now at 20 dex.
Ooh.
Nice.
Oh, this gets you your...
Yep, he gets to his ASI.
So now you
ASI?
can
Does that mean we get more spells too?
Yes. So you get your level 3 spells. You get... Yeah, we can go over all the level up stuff that happens, but for our cleric, you now have 2 third level slots. 3 second and 4 first.
Man, picking druid spells is going to be really hard. They're all so good at 3rd level.
Yeah, they are.
All right, now let's see this. I gotta be fair about this.
We are doing for the hit point that it's at least the half plus 1, so like a d6 is a minimum of 4.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Which is good.
Yeah, so you get at least 5.
All right, I'll take that 5 which is good because I actually maxed out on the last level. Almost. God. Oh, that's terrible. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
You don't have any con?
You get to add your con to that.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
no,
have
no,
your
no,
con
I do.
modifier.
I do. No, I totally do. That's a wonderful thing. So that brings me up to 35 total hit points.
Woohoo!
Yeah. Woohoo.
All right, so you guys can level up other stuff. Well, let's see, how are we doing on time? Okay. You guys good to go till just about 5?
Yeah, no, we got 25 more minutes in this.
Cool. They're
Right?
all... Huh? Yeah.
No, Trencher Gamer, right? She is a wonderful DM.
All right. And you're level 5 now.
Mike has 4 plus 1.
4 plus 1. Yep. Everybody's got all your levels should total to 5.
Yep.
Don't count to 6. That's just right out.
Where you go in the stat bonus? Because that puts you at 20, right?
That puts me at...
All right. So early the next morning, the villagers had actually brought in the canoes that they wanted to use overnight, and you helped forage some basic supplies. As you guys are getting ready to go, Suka brings you down towards the river. Okay,
Oops, sorry.
so
Didn't mean to do
you're
that.
okay. Yeah, I was gonna say you have all your level 3. I accidentally put them in when I was putting in your level 2, so you're good. Suka comes down to the river with you guys. Goes, okay, so remember how I've told you guys pretty much everything in the jungle can kill you? That
Yes.
includes the water. Okay, so you see her kind of step on a rather large bug, probably like about that big. She picks it up and hawks it into the water, and you see it float for just a minute, and then you see these flashes of silver, and they kind of make this little whirlwind, and the bug just disappears.
Uh-huh.
Don't fall in the water.
Okay.
Gotcha. Are there fish in the water?
Yeah,
More,
they're
apparently.
yeah. There's some fish. I mean, but like those fish will probably follow us because they like to follow canoes because we tend to, people tend to drop food and stuff, and they'll kill you. Like, not even joking. Like that, it's bad. So don't fall in the water.
Gotcha.
Makes sense.
Okay, so we're gonna so Shadow, would you mind like scouting ahead and coming back and letting us know what you see and everything.
Sure.
It's going to take us a long time to get to Mabu, unfortunately. We're the farthest settlement out. It's going to probably take us a good week to get there.
On canoes.
Megan, will you NPC me for a sec? I want to step out real quick.
Okay.
As we're walking along, do I notice, is Dick wearing that ring that he was so keen on?
Dick is wearing the ring that he was so keen on.
Okay. And I'm assuming we've all had time to attune to our items?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Okay.
It's been several days since you got them, so.
Okay.
Yeah, if you guys want to share with each other what your items are, but
I got boots that runs fast.
How fast can you run now?
I can. My boots are boots of speed.
Okay.
I can use a bonus action, click the boots' heels together, and then wish to go home. Now, if you do, these boots double your walking speed, and any creature that makes an opportunity attack against you has disadvantage on the attack roll. And then you click your heels together again and end the effect.
Huh.
I'm assuming that magic items that I'm otherwise stated don't apply when I'm shapeshifting.
Yeah. Anytime you shapeshift, like, your speed's going to stay the same because you're not wearing boots as a bear or something.
Right.
Okay. My gloves give me +5 swimming and climbing rolls.
Oh, that's cool. +5 is a huge bonus.
Well, yeah, it is, and what makes this even more fun is, holy mother of God, in terms of multi-classing, just completely out of game, out of character, my sleight of hand and stealth just got stupid. Because my one level of rogue, those are my 2 expertise.
Oh, nice.
So +11 to both of those.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, oh my god, that's crazy.
Man, you're like almost where my bard is with performance. She's got +12 to that at level 12.
Ugh. That's also crazy.
Yeah, and she rolled crap. Like, I think I used the starting spread, so her charisma is still only an 18.
I'm actually going to. Do I know from Dick, what does that ring do?
I think Dick wouldn't tell you, but Marty probably would.
Hey, Marty.
What?
What's the ring do?
Oh, geez, this thing's really cool. It kind of helps us out where we're a little harder to hit while we wear this thing.
Really?
Yeah.
Trade you.
I don't think so. Marty, shut up about our stuff.
Marty, we'll talk later.
Okay. All right, as you guys all load up into the canoes, I'm not going to make any of you roll like a boat vehicle check because like you guys wouldn't be steering; it'd be some of the locals who were left.
Okay.
Start paddling along, and
I'm away.
Yeah, and so every few miles or so, Shadow, you fly off, kind of scout up ahead, come back. Go ahead and give me a perception check. All right. As you're flying through one point, you see off into the trees some bright red feathers of a wing that's a similar size to yours. And you hear someone call out to you in the avian language. Sister, let's talk.
I turn around and I fly toward it, but keeping my distance.
Mm-hmm.
Who are you? What do you want?
All right, so as you perch on a branch up towards the canopy, you see another Aarakocra perched down. This one's male. The best thing is it looks... How you look like a raven, this one looks like a macaw. And so he's... You're far from home. What are you doing in this area?
I do not wish to answer this question. Are you safe?
Safe as any. Are you like on a family visit to visit distant cousins or something?
No. Do you reside in these woods?
Yes. Yes, there's a whole flock of us.
Have you noticed any change in magic or spiritual energy around you in the last few weeks?
We have. The bit of undeath is growing. It's been growing for months, it seems. It's pushing to the civilized lands now. People are catching on.
Beware. Death is spreading. There's some really dangerous things happening. Keep yourself safe. At any sign of danger, fly away and take your family with you.
We will. And you the same.
I
Look.
bid thee well.
One moment. And he kind of turns around and he plucks a bright red feather from his back and passes it over. He extends it out to you. You take it?
I take it.
Token of friendship for a sister. If you run into some others of us, just show them that I'm the only one that's got those colors. And he flies off.
She takes it and keeps searching.
All right. So generally you don't see much in the way of humanity for the first couple of days that you guys are on the water. You do spot some different water beasts, so like crocodiles. You see some large snakes. At first you think it's a Yonti. You kind of have this like little flashback to being in the cage, but you're able to calm yourself down and notice that it's just a very large like python type creature. And you go back and you tell the people what you see. So you guys are able to steer around any dangers that would come up. On the third day, you come to another village on the water. This one's quite a bit larger. You guys spend the night there. You all kind of feel a little bit on the outside as the people are more talking to one another and just spreading the news of the danger. And as you guys depart the next day, a few people chose to stay behind at that village, while others, some other people, particularly younger people, you notice. One of the things you notice at Kijik is there were no, or not Kijik, sorry, Kurjan, was there were no young children. Like the youngest children that were there were about 5. And that seemed to have, as during the canoe rides, one of the things you learned was at that far post, they tend to basically ban you from having small children there just because it is so dangerous. And so as you're going along, you do see villages with younger children in it. And so now some of the families who have younger children are actually joining you with the canoe ride going up towards Mavu. You travel for another couple days, and again, nothing too exciting happening. And luckily the currents are sort of with you, the rains haven't been too terrible, and you're making pretty good time. And so it's on the 6th day of your travels that you come around a bend in the river, and you see before you tall walls that are topped with bright, colorful canopies and awnings. And as you see this, Suka kind of looks at you. That's the city. That's Mabu. I've never been here before. This is exciting.
Before we enter the city, would I be able to use clairvoyance to check it out? Okay.
All right.
I choose seeing.
Okay.
I'd like to just be able to see what's going on there.
Okay. Has your character like grown up in cities at all, or been around cities very often, or has she been more?
No, she's more of a woodsy creature.
Okay. So as you cast seeing and look into the area, it's a bit overwhelming. One of the things you notice is just it's bright colors everywhere. There's fountains, you see people moving around, you hear all kinds of different chatter. On also, as you're looking, one of the things you hear is the roar of a dinosaur, and you see this smaller dinosaur kind of lumbering through the streets, pulling a cart behind it. But it's very kind of overwhelming, and you kind of have that, you haven't been around people for a very long time, and suddenly you're just in the middle of a humongous crowd, and you're just like, oh my gosh, this is so much.
She probably have to calm herself down, as in that she'd probably go into fight or flight mode.
Yeah, a little bit of like that fight or flight. Oh my god, okay, calm down. It's okay.
Chill.
It seems safe enough.
Right, so we need to find my cousin and figure out what the hell's going on. I think this is going to be the place to do it. So let's go into the city.
All right.
Let's do it.
As your canoes come up, there's actually like a docking area where all the canoes are docked and offloaded, and you all have to enter into the city by foot. Because though the river does empty out into the harbor that you presume lies beyond the walls, there's a grate, and it prevents anybody from just directly going from the river into the city.
Great.
By the way, who has the coral dragon statue at this point?
I do.
Oh, that's frightening.
All right. So, I'm gonna say this happened the night before you guys reached the city. You are getting ready to sleep, and you hear this voice inside your head. So you're deciding to cross me, are you? I warned you I could have you hunted down if needed.
Who's that?
Nice to see that my item is okay.
It's fine.
All right.
So he's the only one that heard this voice the night before.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
So, do you do it? Do you,
Share that.
I had a weird dream last night where
Yeah, you did.
his thing, talking about his thing. And how he could have us hunted down if he didn't get his thing back. Object back. Probably nothing.
Do you think that might be the person who hired us?
I don't know. Did I recognize his voice?
it was a female. It was the lady Sari's voice, and
Oh, yeah, it
You
was
guys-
that fancy lady with the napkin.
you guys all do recall too that when she hired you, she got kind of violent with warning not to double cross her, that she would hunt you down.
That's.
Okay.
I mean, I guess we could send it back to her. It doesn't.
I thought we were going to use it for like a magic to protect us from.
So should we like UPS it or?
-1 anachronism bonus.
So Immeral, recall too, you have the special pouch that you were to put the item into when you found it.
Oh, let me see here. I have the magic bag. Yeah, look at that. So put it in the magic bag.
All right. I guess we can do that, I guess. Let's take a vote.
For what? Just put it in the magic bag.
I thought we wanted it for protection. Isn't that what Baeridin said?
Well, the question is just whether or not this is related to the Yanti at all.
Yeah, I thought we were going to use it for.
I was worried we might need it as a bargaining chip.
Oh, okay.
But it does kind of sound like all of this is not really related to them.
All right. Votes for the bag. I guess we're putting it in the bag.
All right, so you put it in the bag and you put the clasp shut, and immediately you feel the bag, the weight go away, and then the bag grows very heavy. And you open it up, and there's enough gold. There's 150 gold for everyone, including Shadow.
Yep.
Nice.
Sweet.
That's nice.
And Emerald, you also find a note
Okay.
inside. It says, As an extra thanks, turn the bag inside out.
So I do.
As you start to turn the bag inside out, you notice so it's just kind of plain black cloth, but as you do this, the cloth starts to change and twist a little bit, and it turns brown. And the fastenings on the lid become blue and red, and almost starting to look a little like a face.
Like a
Weird.
face?
Okay. Do I know what this is now?
Go ahead and just make a general intelligence check. You've seen bags of holding. You know what it is.
I got a bag of holding.
Why does it have a face on it?
That's what they have.
That's what they have. That's what they look like.
They have a little
I've
smiley
never
face.
seen a bag of holding.
Yes, this is called the DM does not want to have to worry about
Oh.
That's awesome.
Cool. So we'll go ahead and we will end it there. And as you guys are,
Yes,
yes,
that's what I
the
was
bags about
thinking.
devouring do have a face. All right. So you guys have just leveled up. You'll enter the city, and we'll start going through and exploring the city and gathering information. Next go round.
There's some shopping.
Yes, shop. Roll for shopping. Oh, I get to use all my stores again.
Nice.
Yes.
Do
You
a bunch
guys.
of stores.
I've made them for another campaign I did. Mostly fun stores like Bloodbath and Beyond.
Yeah.
And
That's pretty great.
what's the other one? The general outdoor supply store, Rogues, Elves, and Imps. But as it's
Now
said
I'm
on
trying
the
to think
side,
of store pun.
How about a store that helps you be protected? We'll call it Safe Way.
they sell armor only.
Protection belts.
Oh my god.
The Noble Barns is a bookstore.
Yes.
Home Depot. Oh, that's just spectacular.
All right. So I don't have our day down in December. We haven't chosen a Sunday in December yet.
Well, why don't we do that offline?
Yeah, that'll probably be better. We'll post that on our Twitters and everything like that. But thank you all who stayed with us for the whole stream.
Thanks, teacher and gamer.
Thank you, teacher gamer. You're the best.
So I know, like, other people like Maze Arcana, those who are watching us, thank you.
Wait, Maze Arcana was watching us?
No, they're streaming right now.
I was like, good
So we're
God, they're
competing.
watching us while they're streaming?
God, no. They're streaming.
We're really bored of our stream. We're gonna watch something else stream.
I was like, thank you, Maze Arcana. I mean, you're all lovely people, but I didn't know you were that great. All right. Well, then let's decide a day offline and see we can see everybody then.
Oh wait.
Yeah.
I have a thing.
You have a thing?
I have a thing for this.
You have a thing for this?
Yeah. I made an ability, which is
Teacher
did not
gamer,
work.
we heart you in a school appropriate way.
no, never mind. It didn't work. I'll figure it out for next time.
Yeah.
I made a custom ability. Yeah, it didn't work. Next time.
Next time. Oh, that should work. Why didn't that work? Okay. There we go.
Bye, guys.
Bye, guys. Thank you.
Bye. Thanks for watching.
Bye.